and welcome back to another episode of the Stat Sheet. You already know your boy Naj Gray, and I'm with my boy Alex. And before we get any further, do us a favor, like the content, subscribe to the page, turn those notifications on, and keep in contact with us. Let us know what content y'all want, what content you don't want, and we can put out the best material for you guys. But with that being said, the NFL playoffs have been heating up. We have some great matchups in the AFC and NFC Championship games. But before we get into those, it was some great games this past week, some surprising outcomes. Alex, what stood out to you the most this weekend in the NFL playoffs?
Well, I know a lot of people want to talk about the Chiefs and Bills. Well, that was a great game. I think what stood out to me the most is how not so good the 49ers looked. Because, in my opinion, the Packers could have easily won that game in multiple ways. And to think if they're the toughest team in the NFC, it's not looking so tough. Because I think the Lions definitely saw some weaknesses that they can exploit. And I think the Lions can upset them this week. But I was really surprised just how the 49ers came out a little lackluster. In the first half, they struggled. Um, if the Packers kicker weren't to miss a kick, maybe that game goes to overtime. If Jordan Love doesn't force the interception on the final drive, maybe they lose that game. But I think the Packers really play the 49ers tough, kind of set out the blueprint for the Lions or whoever they may face in the Super Bowl to beat them. So I think the 49ers really just looked a little rough out there. But I also want to talk about that Chiefs-Bills game. I mean, what a game that was. I mean, Najee, what's going on with Josh Allen?
Um, it's crazy. I was kind of scared that Josh and them were going to make it happen. I saw a couple of plays. Well, I did see one play. I think it was third down, and they were like, "Oh, he could have went to Diggs. He didn't go to Diggs." I think he had the right idea to aim for the touchdown. I just think that defense came up clutch on that play. But we should have knew this was going to happen. The Chiefs have one of the best defenses in the NFL. That's what got them this far. It wasn't the offense. So we should have expected them to play at a very high level. And the Bills can compete with the Chiefs all year in the regular season, but for some reason, when it gets to the postseason, they always come up short. But you can also blame that on the kicker as well, because he missed a game-tying field goal that could have sent it into overtime where anything could have happened. That was an amazing game. The Bills kind of had me scared at first, how they were moving down the field on that great Chiefs defense. And then the second half, the Chiefs offense got to flowing. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce for the most QB receiver connections, passing Tom Brady and Gronkowski. You got to expect that. Yeah. So a great game. This Chiefs team is looking very dangerous. One who ended the season looking pretty lackluster, and we didn't even know if they can get out the first round. And now they're in the AFC Championship game against the best team they have faced all year, right? So let's hopefully they can keep this momentum going. But there is one game that I wanted to talk about, and it's not the Texans and Ravens. I watched that game. CJ Stroud had no chance. It was the Buccaneers and Lions. Man, I was rooting for the Bucs in this one. Baker has had a phenomenal year. Mike Evans, another phenomenal year. Rashad White doing this thing, especially picked it up in the second half of the season. I expected great things against this team and this secondary. Two picks by Baker. One that, in my opinion, was not his fault, went through the receiver's hands, and CJ Garner-Johnson got it. I did not want CJ with anything to say about these Bucks. Him and Baker been going at it. I did not like the fact that he had something to say and then tossed the ball back to him. I think that's the moment where you guys are supposed to amp it up. But that did not happen. And as the game, and then they went for two, in my opinion, when I think they should have went for one just to make it a 7-point game, right? I mean, you can say whatever you want, but anything can happen. But then that last drive where Baker was supposed to lead his team down the field, and I was talking to Alex about this, and he just straight up panicked. So good game by the Lions, and I just think this just goes to show that the Lions, especially what we saw from the 49ers, and the Packers could have easily beat them, the Lions are a serious threat to head to the Super Bowl. And I'm glad that I brought that up, because now we're about to get into the discussion of which two teams do we think will meet in the Super Bowl. So, Alex, start off with the NFC for us. Lions and 49ers. Which team is taking it?
Well, I just want to set the record straight. Last week's predictions, I went 4-0. I don't know how much he went, but I went 4-0. That's all I know. But this week, got the Niners, Lions. I would love to see the Lions pull the upset. I would love it. But I've had it for a while now. It's going to be Ravens 49ers. So on the NFC side, I got the 49ers pulling out the win. They looked rough last week against the Packers, but the Packers, they proved a lot of people wrong the way they were playing. But this will be a tough task. The Lions are no joke. I seen there was somebody was saying, do the Lions have as many weapons as the 49ers? And yeah, they do. I mean, it's even matched. I think where the Lions lack is their defense. I think their secondary really needs some help. And the 49ers defense is as strong as any defense in the league. I think that's where the mismatch comes into play. I think this will be a close game. I mean, I wish I could pick the Lions, but I got the 49ers. Um, what about you? I feel like you want to pick the Lions.
That's what I'm going to pick. I know you brought up their secondary, but that secondary showed up last game. When they made those mistakes, those guys capitalized. Um, and then you still got to deal with Hutchinson. Dude is a monster. He's going to be in Purdy's face all game long. He's going to force that man to make some mistakes because he's going to make some mistakes. The 49ers better hope Deebo Samuel can play because if he don't, that's a guaranteed loss for me. I know you got CMC, but they got Jameer Gibbs. And is he as good as CMC? No. But is he as impactful as CMC? Yes. And then you still got David Montgomery. I mean, the best duo running back combo in the NFL this year. And then you got St. Brown, Williams, Laporta. They got receivers and they got a great offensive line. I mean, hey, these guys are a serious threat to take it all the way to the Super Bowl. And I think that they will. Also, for the record, I was 3-1 last week. I had the Buccaneers winning, and they did not. But I got the Lions taking it in this one, and then the AFC matchup. Ooh, this is the one to watch, and this is at 3 p.m. I wish this was the late night game, but this is the afternoon game. So if you got afternoon plans, cancel them because this is where you need to be. You need to see the Chiefs. You need to see the Ravens. This is going to be a great game. I got Lamar Jackson winning. That we in a group chat, me, Alex, and a couple of guys in the group chat, and they brought to my attention this is probably going to be the best defense they've played all year. And on the other hand, the Ravens have played great defenses all year. And when they haven't played the great defenses, they play great offenses. And they are just, they have no weaknesses. No weaknesses at all. You saw what they did last week without Humphrey. I mean, and a couple of other key guys, bro. This team is going to come here. They're going to be healthy, and it's not going to, by any means, do I think it's going to be a blowout? No. But Lamar Jackson, man, can improvise. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He can read the field. And if this team comes out and play like they have been playing all year long, the Chiefs are in trouble. This is the best team the Chiefs has played, the best team. And I do think it's going to compete, but I think Lamar Jackson is going to edge out of that victory. So I'm expecting the Ravens and the Lions in the Super Bowl. And we're going to do this next week, but I'm going to say it now, man. Go ahead, give the Ravens the trophy. I mean, they've won it. I mean, they've earned it. So if they get past the Chiefs, even if the 49ers somehow make it, they are no match for the Ravens. I think that'd be a blowout, right? So I think the Ravens got it, man. I think that if they get past the Chiefs. So I already know you think that the Ravens are going. Look at this man has the Ravens blanket on his chair. So look at him. He's ready. So
Listen. I know I'm biased, but the stats don't lie. The results don't lie. This just this is the year. It's gotta be. I mean, I got some stats here, okay? Well, first of all, the Ravens just played CJ Stroud, who's been playing phenomenal, right? Well, the Texans offense didn't even get inside the 25-yard line. They didn't score. They had a punt return touchdown. It's a blowout. You go back a few weeks when the Ravens played the Dolphins. Electric offense, right? Didn't score 20. Ravens put up 50 plus on them. Okay. Let's go back to Christmas. Ravens play the Niners. That could be the Super Bowl matchup. Niners didn't score 20. Ravens scored 30 plus. They held the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, and them to 7 points. And, I mean, as a blowout, 14 plus point win. The last time they gave up 30 points or more than 20 points really was against the Rams, and that was way back at the beginning of December.
Mm.
And the Ravens have been putting up 30 plus points pretty much every game. And they've played some tough defenses. They played the Browns twice, and they put up 28 points or more in both games. They played the 49ers, put up 33 points. And then don't get me started when they played the Lions way back in the years, 38-6. So it doesn't really matter what the defense is. The Chiefs' defense is great, but Lamar Jackson's on another level this year. He's locked in, and I think the key thing, he's healthy. Last 2 years has missed the final part of the season. He's missed the playoffs. He's ready to win it all. You could just see it locked in. There was a picture of him going in the locker room at halftime last week, locked in. It's just got to be his year. He's playing lights out. Defense is on another level. Um, I don't know if I would say it's the best defense we ever had, but it's up there. It's ever since that trade for Roquan Smith. Thanks, Bears. Thank you, Najee's Bears. Thank you very much. Ever since they made that trade for Roquan Smith, defense has been elite. And I hope our defense coordinator, Mike McDonald, doesn't leave because, man, it's something special. And I've said it before, if the Ravens beat the Chiefs, they're winning the Super Bowl. I don't see the Chiefs are going to have to stop them. And there's also this thing called the Josh Allen curse. Maybe some of you guys have heard it. Whenever a team beats Josh Allen in the playoffs, they lose the next game. I'm just saying. Just saying. That's a thing. I don't know if you
Uh,
think that, but
I did not know that at all.
I just said
But
it the other day. But
the thing about football is it's any given week.
it's true.
It's not an NBA where it's a 7 game series. You can game plan. Um, this is any given week. So for me this week, it matters because whichever AFC team comes out, they're winning. And neither one of these NFC teams are on their level. So to me, it comes down to Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, who wanted more. And Lamar said it. They're going to get a Super Bowl out of me. And I think this is the year they're going to get that Super Bowl out of him. And he deserves it because, I mean, this offseason, nobody act like they wanted him, which is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
imagine not wanting Lamar Jackson, and now he's showing you what he can do when he has some talent. You guys are going to regret that. He's making everyone pay right now. And I'm so happy for Roquan Smith. I'm mad that we gave him up, but I'm happy that you guys got him because he deserves the best because he's a dog. He's a leader, and he's showing, hey, man, those boys were in CJ Stroud's face all game last week. He had no time at all, you know. So good luck to your Ravens. I'll be rooting for the Chiefs. I'll be like Jason Kelsey with my shirt off in the winter time. Woo! But I also wouldn't be mad if Lamar won it. He was a Lamar fan, so yeah, man. That's our takes. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know who y'all think are going to make it to the Super Bowl and who's going to win it. But until then, that is this episode of the Stat Sheet. We are out.